Alright, so our next bracket here is Woody and Tree.
Well, it looks like we're going to be playing with two different characters that I have not seen be played today. Diddy Kong and also the dog from Duck Hunt. A little fun fact about me, I kind of grew up playing Duck Hunt. It's probably my favorite game to be playing, plugging in. It was so interesting to me on how that worked, plugging in into the TV and shooting the TV because, you have to shoot the little ducks. Are you familiar with Duck Hunt?
I have a couple of friends who have played that one. I personally have never played it. What was your experience like?
So it's a pretty simple game, pretty simple concept. The little dog pops up out of little grass, a little 8-bit. Little ducks be flying up, and you grab your little gun, you point it to the screen, and it shoots the duck. Sometimes if your controller was messed up, your shot would go above the duck because, it wasn't as advanced as it was back in the day. I'm pretty sure today, if we had the Wii, it was a little bit more accurate. Maybe even with the Switch. The Switch is a very interesting console for me, let me tell you. It's very interesting on how they improved the Switch based off the Wii. How the Wii worked is very similar to how the Switch is working, but the Switch is more advanced because of the hand movements you can do. You don't have to have the little bar no more for the Switch in order to work. It has that sensor built in with the console. But it's very amazing to me on how well the Switch is doing things.
That is very interesting to me, and I've always loved the evolution of video games from when, we were kids plugging them into our TVs with our little joysticks and to what we can imagine and create today. It is a very interesting evolution. Also, a little tidbit I wanted to mention about the map that we're currently playing on. We're playing on Pokemon Stadium 2. Nathaniel, who is the president of the Sensei Gaming Club, said that he likes to call this map PS2 because a lot of our players today grew up playing PlayStation and Xbox, and I thought that was really funny.
I personally grew up playing PlayStation. I've always been loyal to PlayStation. I've had an Xbox in the past, but PlayStation has always been one of my go-tos. I've had almost every console but a PS3. And it does look like Diddy Kong won this one, so we are going to get the point to Woody. It's funny, when I was growing up, there was this one game with Diddy Kong called Diddy Kong Racing. Are you familiar with it?
No, but I do a lot of Mario Kart racing and Party Animals racing, which is a new feature that they came out with a couple of weeks ago.
Diddy Kong Racing is pretty much your Mario Kart, but with Donkey Kong characters, which was very interesting. I used to play that game a lot as a kid. I remember it vividly because it was one of those games where you would transform your cart into the appropriate automobile, I guess, mechanic. So like if you were in the water, it would turn into a boat. Or if you were on land, of course it'd be a cart, but it would eventually turn into like sky trails, and it would turn into like little jets. Very interesting stuff. I wouldn't mind if they remade it. I don't know how popular Diddy Kong Racing would be. It'd be interesting to see nowadays. I think the Switch should definitely bring back a bunch of old games. A lot of people go for the retro vibe. Me personally, I like playing a bunch of retro games. I'm an arcade gamer. I have an arcade machine myself, so I'd be playing a bunch of all the old arcade games. To see games that pop up like that, definitely fun to do.
It is a nostalgia factor to it. A lot of people want to relive the joy that they had of playing games when they were younger. As I was talking to Robbie earlier, I grew up on the little console games that you bought at Kmart and Walmart with SpongeBob's nose as the joystick or the Mystery Machine with the ghosts on top. Those were my favorite games to play, as well as my Game Boy and my original DS. I would plug them into the security camera that we had in our living room, and I would sit and play those games for hours on end. And honestly, I give anything to have that console back. It does look like that Tree switched out his character for this round. Let's see if that is a strategic play or if it might come back to bite him.
It's interesting that you bring up the nostalgia factor because most of the players today have one bit of nostalgia factor that most of them bring with them is the GameCube controller. The GameCube controller is very, very popular amongst the community when it comes to playing Smash Bros. Just because that's how most of us grew up playing Smash, was through the GameCube. I know I played through the GameCube. I mostly played on the Wii, which it was a little bit harder to play on the Wii just because you needed the nunchuck and the actual thing itself. But Overall, most of these players today all have a USB GameCube controller, and I'm not too sure if it's probably the best controller to be using or if it's just a nostalgia factor. It does seem like Diddy Kong might be in a little bit of a rut. He only has one stock left. Also, the score should be Woody 1, 3. You might see a different score at the moment, depending on how the villager plays its cards.
Woody definitely needs to secure this win, and that is game.
And this is your moment to shine. You just predicted the future.
Robbie's been manifesting all day. Now it's my turn to start
That
manifesting.
probably rubbed off. So we are on to the next match. The score is Woody 1, Tree 1.
Dude, I was gonna say that, and then I'm gonna be a lot. I'm gonna be a
So
lot.
Nick, you did mention that you have played Animal Crossing. How's that experience?
Well, I wasn't able to play much of it for a while, honestly. It's been a while since I picked up that game, but I've just always been, I've been on, I feel like, both sides of the spectrum, being a cozy gamer and a horror fan. You know, I play anything from Dead by Daylight to Stardew and Animal Crossing. I just love anything that I can take a break from the crazy life with and enjoy, whether it has me jump scared every 5 seconds or something casually and fill out with and farm catching stars, shooting stars if I want to.
From my experience, when I first got a Switch, I don't think that I would get into Animal Crossing, and I just bought it for the fun of it. And once I started playing, I found out it was one of those games that I love being creative with. Same with Minecraft. I love doing like pixel art or even building like intricate structures and stuff. Same with Animal Crossing. We were able to do a lot in it. And then eventually, it's one of those games that I left, and I'll come back to it whenever I can. Similar to Minecraft.
I always feel like I go through phases with Minecraft, Animal Crossing, even Sims too. I love any game that I can customize and make my own reality, draw my own characters, come up with my own storylines for them. Anything like that. But I always feel like I go through waves just because it takes so much brain power to come up with the insane worlds that we can create.
And then we do have Nathaniel back with us. What's your experience with Animal Crossing?
And, I played, let's see, roughly 300 hours of New Horizon, and that's it. No, I hadn't been a newly, but yeah, I think they did Villager really good.
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely like the play style, both Physical and the Villager. Those would probably be the two I would name because they're the cutest characters in the game. And
I'm surprised they're not considered Echo Fighters when other characters with very similar move set is. I mean, I guess they're different solely because of their. I mean, obviously, a bunch of their numbers are different, as well as their side B. That works a little differently.
the entire set, I was just going out.
Other than that, they're very similar.
Well, going back to the conversation we had earlier about which character we would like to see, honestly, Doom Guy would have been a pretty popular choice amongst the community.
Yeah. Ooh, good up smash.
There you go. Woody 2, Tree 1.
Yeah, I think Doom Guy would have been a really good pick. I mean, we got him as a Mii costume, which is also very cool.
Yeah.
So